Well, friends, welcome back again today. I am going to be sharing with you 3 quick and easy, large family style Instant Pot dinners. And you probably hear meat and different kitchen noises going on right now. Today's video is sponsored by CTC Math. Go to ctcmath.com/LFT for 50% off an amazing math program for your kids plus 6 months free. That's ctcmath.com/LFT. We are doing Instant Pot chicken and dumplings, yay. We are also going to do Instant Pot lazy lasagna. Lazy is my favorite, so let's just do that. And we are going to do, now those two are classic recipes, okay, you know what I mean? Then we're going to do an Instant Pot chicken teriyaki. The chicken teriyaki is also low carb, so if you're sticking low carb, sugar-free, whatever you want to add on there, you can have the chicken teriyaki possibly over cauliflower rice if you'd like. If that's not a concern for you, you could serve the chicken teriyaki over brown rice or white rice, any way you want to serve it up. So we are going to do all 3 today. Now for my particular large family Instant Pot recipe for chicken and dumplings, it's good to have your chicken pre-cooked and cut up. I set out some meat to do these recipes yesterday, but they were still frozen in one of my garage refrigerators today. So I'm cooking the 2 pounds of chicken that's required in my Instant Pot, and I'm also prepping over here the ground beef that needs to be pre-cooked and drained for that Instant Pot lazy lasagna that's coming up. Don't worry about my family. When I do a whole bunch of meals in one day to share with you, we don't mind. We just, behind the scenes, we set it all out and everybody gets to pick what they like. That's part of Mama cooking spaghetti sauce on the internet. So I'll show you what I've pulled together here to first focus on the Instant Pot chicken and dumplings. As always, the large family recipes will be down in the description below. You can go through, see every detail step by step. If I misspeak on something, which happens, you can always go to my original recipe and check it out for yourself. All right, so my chicken, I'm cooking that ahead. Like I said, it was still frozen. Didn't want to fool with it any other way. So however you want to pre-cook your chicken, or if you've already done a big batch of chicken, you just need some chicken cooked up for this. So I have, well, a variety of chicken broth. I won't be using all of this in there. Like I say, I'm cooking lots of stuff. The rest of this is for this recipe. We got some biscuits that we're going to use for dumplings. Also, I have used my homemade biscuits. Usually I make those and put them in the freezer. Then I set them out to defrost. And we're just going to cut the biscuits, dump them in the sauce that we're going to make, and that will make the dumplings. Also, you need about 2 cups of chopped carrots. I only have baby carrots right now, so that's what we're going to chop up. 4 stalks of celery. I know the celery's looking pretty sad. We'll make it work. An onion, some garlic. Whenever we do this whole recipe, we'll put a little bit of olive oil at the bottom, and then some slightly defrosted frozen peas. I'm also going to add in, I've got half a bag of frozen corn for something else. I did some live cooking with the other night, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the corn in there as well. And then very last, we'll add in a cup of heavy cream. So this is everything we need to pull this together. Okay, so this chicken is done, and while that chicken cooked, I got my vegetables prepped, got everything out, so that's good. Now I'm just gonna pull it out, dice it up a little bit on this cutting board here. And actually, while I get this chicken ready, I can go ahead and saute up these carrots, onions, and celery. So that's how we will do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pot on saute, and usually I would say you just put in about a tablespoon of olive oil and saute your vegetables up that way. I've got probably about a quarter of a cup of chicken broth in here from the 2 pounds of chicken I just cooked. I'm just going to leave that in there. I'll go ahead and put a little olive oil in there because why not? Then we will go ahead and get the onion, the carrots, and the celery in here sauteing while we get this chicken prepped. And we don't need to shred it. I'm just wanting to cut it in little chunks. get that chicken and dumplings effect. We're going to also add some poultry seasoning to this. I don't have that out yet, but we will find it. And again, with this recipe, you can adjust the amount of chicken. I mean, you could use 3 or 4 pounds if you wanted to, or you could cut down and use 2 pounds. You could even use 1 pound and stretch it out a lot of different ways. I want you to listen closely. Do you hear the rhythm? Do you hear the rhythm of the music? We got still the ground beef. We got the Instant Pot. We got Benjamin. You know what Travis got the kids? We got a drum set. We have a few children who want to be the next Phil Collins. They want to be drummers. So Travis found on Facebook Marketplace a decent deal on a used drum set for another child who now actually has gone on and moved up to a different set and is still many years later doing drums. It is in the basement in our music room. We're roughly we put the old organ from in our living room there. We put the drums in there. Anything musical we're putting down there for now. And that child must not remember that I'm filming, but I also thought you would enjoy this. I don't mind the drum set. They had it in the garage for about the first week. I enjoy hearing them play. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in 8 cups of chicken broth, which will be 2.5 of these. I had one that was open earlier, somewhere here. So now I'm gonna put the chicken in there, and then our dumplings, which these are just our cut up little balls of dough. Actually, excuse me, I'm gonna put those in last. Put my other veggies in here. Cannot get to my measuring spoons right now because my camera is blocking my cabinet, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. It'll all be okay. There's our minced garlic. And then we need a tablespoon of poultry seasoning. So I'm going to eyeball a tablespoon of poultry seasoning. And you could also use a bag of frozen peas and carrots. Very versatile, lots of ways to do it. Now we're gonna drop in our little biscuit pieces. And then to keep the dumplings from totally sticking together, you can stir them around a little bit. All right, so that is it for now. We are going to put the lid on, set it to sealing, and I'm gonna put it on pressure cook manual for 7 minutes. And that is it. And we will have Instant Pot chicken and dumplings here real soon. So everything is done. I am venting it. So then we're gonna add in a cup of heavy cream and finally eat our chicken and dumplings. We are hungry and this kitchen smells good. There we go. I'm gonna stir it, give it a stir. A few of those are stuck together, not too bad though. If it happens to you, you can easily cut them apart. So we are going to eat this Instant Pot chicken and dumplings, and then I'm going to get working on the other recipes. But we're hungry for dinner, so yay, here we go. And remember, today's video is sponsored by CTC Math. Go to ctcmath.com/LFT for 50% off their amazing online math program for students. Plus, you get a bonus 6 months free, which is a fantastic deal. You get a whole lot of less stress when it's math time for both students and parents. You get extensive progress reports to monitor your child's progress. It's simple to set the work, so you can use CTC Math for activities to help kids catch up in math if they're behind in areas, and also for extension activities. Weekly revision sets are a great tool to consolidate learning and to help identify any specific learning gaps. Worksheets and interactive questions based explicitly on video tutorials the children have just watched. Your child gets video tutorials and summaries which are complete, clear, and easy to follow. It's like having their very own teacher. This ensures your children understand something before they're asked to practice it. So again, go to ctcmath.com/LFT to get 50% off of the extensive CTC Math program, plus you get a bonus 6 months free. Click the first link in the description below, and again, it's ctcmath.com/LFT. Okay, I got my slow cooker tower over there. Someone's opening the garage door. Close the garage door. Done. Now we are going to do a large family Instant Pot lazy lasagna, and I'll show you what I have for that. So we have some onions, some cottage cheese, mozzarella, basil, oregano, some minced garlic. There's the ground beef I cooked earlier. Then we have 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. And then we have our boxes of our cute little noodles. The first thing we're gonna do is chop up our onions, and then we're going to saute those in olive oil. And the nice thing is we can do all of that right in the Instant Pot. We just had to go out and run a few little errands midday here. And we got to see, after a rainstorm, we had a double rainbow. Okay, so now I'm going to hit saute, and we will get the olive oil in here and get our onions going. Guess I better quit pouring my olive oil in my lid. I am asking for trouble with that, aren't I? You know I like to live on the wild side. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and get our garlic cooking in the olive oil with our onions. So there's a few things that we can do while the onions and garlic are sauteing. We're gonna next need to put 6 cups of water in the Instant Pot. We'll also use our spoon to scrape it around to glaze it a little bit. We also can go ahead and put our tomato sauce and our seasonings and our meat in a bowl, mix those up. Once this is done and the water's in, we're gonna put in our noodles, and then we will put that homemade sauce there on the top. Then we seal our lid and cook it on manual high for 4 minutes. After it's done cooking, then we are gonna stir in the cottage cheese and the mozzarella. Now, lots of folks, you know, we always love to talk about what we're gonna put in our lasagnas. You don't have to use cottage cheese, but then again, you certainly can. Lots of different cheeses you can use in it. Cottage cheese is a nice frugal alternative. Okay, so onions and garlic are done. That was 4 cups of water. There is 6. Okay, now we will mix our sauce up and get this show on the road. I'm gonna go ahead and get our noodles in there. I hit cancel so it doesn't continue to saute for a few minutes while we get our sauce ready. You can also use miniature lasagna noodles. Big thing with the Instant Pot is you always want there to be enough liquid, and I'll look down at you. If you're getting a burn notice error, which happens to everybody from time to time, it means that there's not enough liquid in there. But between the 6 cups of water and the sauce, we should be good. So we are gonna put 2 teaspoons of dried basil and then 2 teaspoons of oregano in our sauce as well. Now we're gonna stir the sauce in this bowl, but we are not going to stir it whenever we put it over our noodles in the Instant Pot. We're basically doing a noodle sandwich. We've got the water at the bottom, and then we pour it in the noodles. And now we're gonna pour in this sauce on the top and then cook it on manual high for 4 minutes. which we all know, and if you're new to the Instant Pot, it will not really be 4 minutes total whenever you count in the time to build the pressure and release it, but still, it's hands off once we put the lid on. I'm just spreading it around to make sure all the noodles are covered. And then we will put it on manual high for 4 minutes. Voila. Okay guys, so I just pulled this lid off and we are going to, let's see, I'm gonna fight with my cabinet for a minute. There we go. I'm gonna add in the cottage cheese and the mozzarella, stir it up, and then we'll top it with mozzarella. Okay, that's pretty good and mixed up there. So then we will just top with some more mozzarella. You can put your lid back on your Instant Pot for a minute to melt it, but I'm going to be serving this up for a later evening dinner for us. And Liam made homemade iced tea, so we just got all we need in the world. So it's super exciting. Liam is going around putting different state-shaped ice cubes in the iced tea that he made. One of our viewers sent this to us, so thank you very much. The kids are saying, you know, I want Florida, no, I want California, no, I want New Jersey, you know, so there you go. Alrighty, friends, so for our third Instant Pot recipe, we are going to do a low-carb version of chicken teriyaki. I set my chicken breast. This was actually left from the pack that I used. It was about a 4 3/4 pound pack. So I used 2 of the chicken breasts whenever I did the Instant Pot chicken and dumplings. And I saved the other 3 to cube up now. We're gonna saute them in olive oil first, and then to truly keep it on the lower carb side, you can serve this over zucchini noodles, or I prefer over cauliflower rice. So here's my chicken that I'm gonna cube up, and then we need about 1/4 cup of liquid aminos. We need, let's see here, we'll end up using about 1/4 cup or so of olive oil. Then we're going to use about 1/3 cup of chicken broth, some minced garlic, some ginger, and then this is the thickener that we will use once it's all said and done. Now you can top this with sesame seeds and also green onions, both of which I don't have, but again, we can imagine things, right? Yes, we can. I'm going to go ahead and get the olive oil in my Instant Pot here and click saute. It heats up quick, but I think I can do it as I cube this chicken breast. So this is how beautiful that chicken looks. We still have 1 more chicken breast to cook up. Also, thought I would mention, I'm technically using sunflower oil because that's what I had opened up. This is what the pan looks like as you get sauté, and I need to get some more in there. When we are done here, we will deglaze and clean up all these little bits and pieces on the bottom of this pot with our chicken broth before we get everything else back in here and start cooking. Here's the rest of our chicken. You can see it's worth taking a few minutes to saute it because it's just so pretty. Okay, so there's our final plate of all of our sauteed chicken. Okay, we're gonna put in our ginger, minced garlic. I'm gonna turn off my saute. We don't need that anymore. Then I'm gonna put in my sweetener. So we've got it in there, I'm stirring it up. Then we're gonna put the lid on it, and we only need to set it for manual high for 3 minutes. All right, that's it, so we'll see it once it's done. So one of the nice things about the Instant Pot is if you have to walk away from it for a while, it will keep your food warm if you have the keep warm button pressed. And I had a contractor come out this afternoon to look at something outside, and I've been outside talking to him. So anyway, been 43 minutes now. So now we're gonna add our little bit of thickener to our chicken teriyaki and finish pulling this together. So there we go, that's how it's looking right now before we add the thickener, so let's do that. Now what can also help whenever you want to thicken up your sauces is if you turn it back on saute mode just for a few minutes. This is still pretty warm, we may or may not need that. And with your thickener, can add 1/4 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon at a time. Eyeball it. If you're gonna need a little more, add a little more. Another way to do it is to remove a little bit of liquid from your bowl, whisk the thickener in, add that back in, mix it all up. We don't have too much liquid in here, and I can actually already see that it's thickening up. So we have made a large family Instant Pot chicken and dumplings. We also made lazy lasagna, and we just finished making low-carb Instant Pot chicken teriyaki that you can serve up in a variety of ways. The detailed recipes for everything we cooked up in the Instant Pot will be down in the description below. Remember to click the first link in the description below. Go to ctcmath.com/LFT for 50% off an amazing math curriculum for all the kids in your family. You can use it in a variety of ways. Plus, not only do you get 50% off, you also get 6 months free. So I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.